Oh, I can't believe it. I just made a video and my computer crashed. Oh, technology, why do you hate me so? Why do you hate me? I don't know why it does, but it does, you know. It really does. God, I was so good in that video. This was going to be the video to my success. I was suave. I was sophisticated. Yes, I had everything going for me in the video. You know, I think if that video went out, I pretty much believe I would get a call from Hollywood. Yes, they would ask for me to be the next James Bond. Yes. I was so suave. So suave. And sophisticated. I was fantastic, you know. I was so British. I had a cup of tea. Yes. And a scone. Oh, I was so... Hello, Jason speaking. How may I help you? Oh, Mr. Producer. Hello, Mr. Producer. The video, there was a little bit of a hitch. Just a small one. Just a small one. Well, the video, yes, part 2. It kind of didn't get made. Well, it got made. I was very suave and sophisticated, may I add, but the computer, that wasn't very suave and sophisticated. It crashed on me and ruined everything, Mr. Producer. So if you want to fire someone, I would fire that ruddy, awful computer. A bad workman blames their tools. And there's no way I would have been suave and sophisticated. I have you know, I was very suave and sophisticated. Well, I would have been if I knew what suave meant. I think I know what sophisticated means. No, I don't want to say on the phone because you don't know what it means, do you? And you just want me to tell you. Yes. You don't want to argue with me today? Oh, okay. You want me to make the video again? Okay, over to the other angle. Hello and welcome to part 2 of me painting a street scene inside Photoshop. Yeah. So, I had a bit of a disaster. I started doing part 2 and did quite a lot. And you know what happened? Well, it crashed. The computer crashed, so I lost everything. But anyway, we're in part 2, so we're going to use another layer. So I just merged those two. So we'll call this layer the skeleton layer. And then I'll work on more. So yeah, I started doing a bit of work on this. Recorded a good hour's worth. I thought, oh, I'll put this out. And guess what happened? It crashed, yeah. Like I said, it crashed. So I lost it all. So I'm just blacking out these windows. And the reason is, I want to change them. I might go a little bit darker, actually. Yeah, I thought so. A bit darker. I'm letting the colours sort of mix together. Because I'm using a textured brush. I'm not a genius on Photoshop, I've got to be honest. I'm
I mostly paint with paints, but I do like using Photoshop as well. It's fun, it's enjoyable. So let's put some windows in. So originally I went for the 3. I thought, oh, it looks so cool and different. But then I changed my mind, as I do all the time. Need it to be a bit thinner coming down. That's why you hold my button on my pen and then Alt to change the size of the brush. Makes it really quick. Using the shortcuts makes your life a lot easier. So you've got to consider the change in perspective when you're doing this. Try and get it as, you know, as right as possible. It's still going to be a painterly painting. This is. I'm not going to go too far into detail. I'm going to keep it painterly and fresh, and that's my excuse of why it's not neat and tidy. It makes me wonder sometimes, the person that created this painterly idea probably thought, well, I haven't got enough time to make it all neat and tidy, so I'll just say it's painterly. I don't know. I just like to think of silly ideas why things are the way they are. Just thinking about that doorway, make it a bit more obvious that it is what it is. Yeah, I'm quite liking this. I do like those windows with that darker. God, that looks so much better, doesn't it? So I'm always sitting back, sit back, have a look. My old catchphrase, which I still use all the time: sit back, have a look. Not as a catchphrase, but I'm always doing it, sitting back, having a look. It's one of the benefits of doing paintings fairly small, actually, is that, let's get some of this blue in this, get a bit of reflection on here. Yeah, painting small. If you do small painting, then what you find is your whole painting will look pretty good, because you're already sat back, because you can see the whole picture as you paint it. But when you start increasing the size of that canvas, oh, troubles start to arise. And that's because you're not seeing the whole picture. So you have to figure out ways to... I might put a window in this door. I like the smaller window. About there. It's better. Right. I really like that. I might use that dark to put on the glass panes for these. There's a little window there. That's enough for that. What else do we want to do? Don't know about you, but when I look at this picture, a couple of things bother me. The one is that light at the back of the picture on the side of that house. I don't really like it. This at the back here. I don't like this. I like the colour, I don't like the brightness of it. So I'm going to dull that down a bit. See how that looks. Yeah, I prefer that. And then what I'll do is I'll go over darker with that colour. If you notice something, that as I went darker I added a bit of colour in, because if you go over here it becomes grey. So I go over here towards the colour, even though it's darker. I don't want it to be grey. So let's do this part of the building. What do you think? Too bright? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Not sure if you're thinking the same as me, but I was thinking that's a bit too bright. Maybe go a bit darker. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm not keen on this. I want to change the path as well. Give it more of a greyness. I might use another brush. This is just a stock brush actually, this one. You get this with Photoshop. If you want to freeze frame it. And you can just put texture on it. Like I said, I'm just not an expert on Photoshop. I like it, I use it, but I'm more of a painter than anything else. So if you learn how to paint, it doesn't matter what you use really. You can use, well, like this, you can use Photoshop, or maybe you want to use pencils. It's all the same thing really. I think that's the beauty of learning the principles of art. And if you're trying to learn the principles of art and you think, well, I can't afford to go to art school, I want to learn some of these bits, then become a member. And I'm going to be plugging that all the time now. I'm going to be working really hard on some videos, and you'll see them come up on my page, on my YouTube page. And I'm going to share it all. I'm going to do videos on all of it. All the secrets that they didn't want you to know as well. I'm going to share all of it. I'm in a teaching mood at the moment. Going through a teaching stage. I've got quite a... This makes me sound a bit weird, but I have got quite a lot of knowledge that I've gathered up over the time. I've read so many books on how to paint in different eras. Like Victorian books. Been to the libraries and stuff and found old books, and I really like the older ones, the older books. There's so much charm in the writing. I think it's because they were all gentlemen back then. They had a real nice charm in the writing. I really like it. So I'm just playing a little bit here, just putting different colours in the ground plane. Don't want that there. Forget about that. Now I'm considering something. Yeah, I think what I'll do, I'm going to get that brown. I'm going to block all this in. I'm going to block it all in to one colour. Mostly anyway. Mostly just the one. And then I'm going to do my lighting afterwards. Okay, what do I think of that so far? I quite like it. I might do another layer. I'll leave that on that layer, and then I'll do another layer. Because what I tend to do is I start on one layer, and then once I've got that, then I start having a game of layers. Then, because I can go back if I bodge it up, if I mess it up, which you know, big chance of messing it up. I'm always trying not to mess it up. I'm just going to make this curve a bit darker because it does need to stand out a bit. I think that'll do. I think that stands out enough. Don't want to go overboard. Right, we need to think about, like I was saying, well, I'll tell you what, let's use that blue. I do like that blue for that window, I really do. I really like that. Sometimes that happens, you get a really nice colour. It works. So I'm going to use that in those windows as well. Now I've got to think about the background building. Let's just use a bit of that sky colour. Sort that out. I don't like that. There we go. I prefer that. I'm not sure what's going on over here either. Got to make a decision there. Do I do it as like a green? Like maybe it just goes into the woods there. Maybe I could have a fence going along it. Yeah, I could do that. Straighten that out a bit. Okay. Right. So we're going up there. So let's think about this. If you lived there, well, straight away I can see something. If I lived there, I wouldn't be able to get into my house if I lived in those houses up that top road. Let's put some doors in. Let's get that dark colour. Let's shrink it down. Pink. Maybe we'll do some, you know, nice small terraced houses. Proper old terraced houses. Actually, that window's a bit high, isn't it? Quite like that dark I used there. Window, 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 window. Maybe there's a window up there. There's a problem there. These houses tend to have their windows right at the top there. Now, you've got to remember when you're doing your painting, you can do what you like, because it's yours. If you're just doing it for fun, like this, having fun, you can do what you like, can't you? Just need to move some of those doors a bit. I think we'll zoom in. I try not to zoom in too much because it changes. Oh God. Oh dear, oh dear. Look at that window, right in the wrong place. So be right there. I think that's about right. Right, let's put these doors back in. Door there. Door there. Door there. Missing a door. Door there. So the window gone a bit. It's gone a bit weird there. There. That window should be there. That window there. And then that one there. Heck of a lot of windows there, haven't there? Anyway. We'll leave it like that. I don't mind that. Yeah, I want that window on this side as well. Over here. Blink, blink. And maybe a little window there. Right, so we'll leave that because that's in the background anyway. I think I can probably darken that a bit more. Looking at it. Yeah, that's not bad. I still think I can go darker. I do, I do, I do. There we go. Something like that. No, I want to soften that edge there. Let's get rid of that edge there. Just softens it a bit. Okay, we'll leave that as it is for now. So what do we need now? If you lived here and you went, oh well, we could do with... I see loads of things. Window frames. No window frames. Why haven't you got window frames there? That's no good, is it? Even a door frame would be nice. I mean, what's going on? Who built this place? Right. Yeah. So you're thinking about what you need. Well, ooh, that's missing. Sharp roof there. Sharp roof. Just get that in there. Okay. Let's give it a bit more character. Oh, it could just go straight, doesn't it? Something a bit interesting there. So this roof and this roof blends together too much for me. So I'm going to change that as well. I'm going to make that darker. Okay, I prefer that. Now we'll get rid of that. Whatever. So what I'm thinking, don't like that roof actually. Let me just sort that roof out. A bit straighter. That's better. Could do with some chimneys actually. It's endless, isn't it? It's endless. Chimney there. Chimney there. Chimney there. Chimney there. I think there would be a chimney here. It doesn't make sense that there would be a chimney there, but it looks better. There is something wrong here. Although is there? Because it's mine. It's my creation. Maybe this is the way it should be. Yeah. Right, what I'm feeling is missing. Well, I finally got to where I needed to get to. I got to it last time and it crashed on me. It was very upsetting. So what I'm thinking now is we need some lights. Do you think we need some lights? I think we need some lights. And near this area, well, some of them have been pulled down now, but you get these really nice old lights. Let's draw it here so we can see it. Yeah, new area. Let's just create another layer of lights. A lights layer. Just to show you. Let's do this, and then it's got a base. A bit of a design. I'll do my rubbing out. Brush. Gonna move that. Can't really do it there. It's too far in the corner. I'm gonna do it over here where I'm the most comfortable at painting. Comfort is key, you know, comfort is key. Especially when you're painting. Have a hot chocolate or coffee or a cup of tea, whatever you like. Get yourself comfortable. Decide whether you want music on or not. Some artists would say music is a bad thing because you can't concentrate on music, listening to music, and painting as well. Yeah. Or maybe you can. Or maybe you pretend that you can and really you can't, and you could be much better than you really are. Who knows, eh? I love this light design. I don't know why I really like this design, but I really do. I think it's great. It's a great design. Shame I can't do it very well. Let's imagine that's the front and that's the side. That's not right, is it? Let me think about this. The front would be here. Maybe if it was there, that would be there, that would be there. I think there's something not right anyway. Let's have a look at it through there. I think that's a bit better. So we're going to frost it up anyway. Frosty the light. It's gonna get really frosty. There we go. Frost that glass. Probably want it to be a bit lighter. That light to be a bit lighter. Not completely. I quite like that. might just go bip and bip like this. Oh, we lost our design. Why didn't we do that? Let's put our design in just a little. Just to make it a bit fancier. Right, so now we have a light, and guess what? I'm going to duplicate it. So now we've got two. Woohoo! So you get to choose now where you want one to go. I want one to go on here. Wow, that's massive. So have a look at this. Look at how massive that light looks, even though it's all the way over there, and how small this light looks, and it's here. Which one's the biggest? Yeah. If I put that there, that one looks huge. But then if I move the other one, over there, now that one looks huge. It's bizarre, isn't it, how our mind works out scale. So I'm thinking, where do I want this light? Probably this height, about in here. Maybe it's there. I think that looks about right there, you know. I really do. And then this one, this giant light there. Imagine if there was lights that high that were like that design. Imagine they would cost loads, wouldn't they? Let's shrink this. That looks about right. You can always check it using this though. Go in. No, that's too much, isn't it? So I would say maybe, whoa, maybe. If you hold shift, it keeps the scale right. That looks about right to me. Probably wants to be more like there on that corner. To light this corner up. I'll go with that. Does make those houses look really small. Ooh, how strange. Well, they're really far away. I think I might scale up those houses a bit. Right, I'm going to merge layers. What we got on there? I'll merge that one as well. Okay, now I'm going to use the magic tool. Look how much better that looks. I actually really like that. That was unexpected. Yeah, I really like that. Right, let's sort that out then. Because we've created some funny seams here. We need another layer. We don't have to worry about the light because it's on a different layer. I really like that. I really like that. Because I've taken the picture away, the reference picture, because I want this to be our creation, not just copying a picture. Not that there's anything wrong with doing stuff like that, because you know, some of the greatest painters that's ever lived, they just copy what they see, copy what's in front of them. I like that green roof. One of my favourite painters of all time, Mr. Vincent van Gogh. He struggled to paint from his imagination, so he just painted what he saw in the woods and stuff. Doing his portraits and things. Nothing wrong with that, is there? So I just put a little bit of that green here and here, because I quite like it. I like the atmosphere it creates on the roof, and on my roof. Well, I say my roof. Unfortunately, I'm renting. I'm not bitter. What are you talking about? And I was looking at it. I was like, oh, it's amazing how much green is on there. And you forget that there's, I don't know, I never really think about roofs and the colours of roofs, but since I've been painting, I look at everything. Every little thing is something of interest to me. Especially reflected light. Yeah, I'm always looking at light, thinking, ooh, I didn't expect it to look like that. Or, why is that roof so blue? Oh, it's wet, and it's reflecting the sky. Oh, didn't realise. Interesting, isn't it? Quite like the higgledy-pigglediness of that. Right. I'm really liking this. So I want to drain. I want to drain. Maybe I'll have a drain there. So let's think about flatness, scale. It's a tricky thing, is scale. It really is tricky. A lot of what I do personally is guesswork. Or does it look alright? But of course, reference is a good thing, having a picture, because I started with a picture, didn't I, of reality. I mean, I say reality, it was a photo, so things happen. When you take a photo of something, things happen. The colours get changed, all sorts of stuff. I'm trying to think of like one of those iron, whether they are iron, those iron grills. It's probably a bit too big, isn't it? That would suck someone away, that drain. We'll go with that size. Yeah. Speaking of that, there's no guttering down here. Do I want guttering? Will it make it look a bit messy? Got it on here, but it works there. If I have downpipes everywhere, it might ruin the look of it. I'll think about that. I'm not sure if I like that drain there, but I'll keep it for now, because I can always change it. So we'll put the two lights on one layer. We'll add that to that, merge that layer. And then what I'll do now, I think there would be a light here or something. I mean, even this space, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. What do you mean? I've been watching you paint this and you don't know what you're doing? Oh, yeah, sorry about that. So I'm thinking, right? I want to populate this place. So I've just picked up that green. I'll probably just put in a couple of characters. of where I'm thinking I want them and the scale of them, and then I'll probably finish this episode and we'll put the characters in on the next episode. I'll just put them where I want them to be. I feel like I want looks like a witch's finger. Doesn't that look like a witch's finger? Oh, that's creepy. Quickly need to change that. That's spooky. I might do in blue, sort of a greyish blue. My brain is thinking Victorian sort of look. This is going to be a bloke anyway. I'm not painting Victorian fingers everywhere. Let's get rid of that. I didn't like that. I didn't like the way I did that. I like this better. I like the triangle better. That weird finger. There he is. What is he doing? Who knows? Maybe he's just carrying a suitcase. So I tend to do people when I'm on the computer very rough like to start with. Very rough and till I get used to what they are, who they are. Because it's a bit of fun, isn't it? But yeah, I definitely want somebody there. Definitely. Whether I turn him into this bloke, I might use that colour just to that whiteness. Something like that. I think he would have black shoes. Maybe. Hey, dancing. Hey. Anyway. So we'll have him there. I quite like the idea of someone there. I think I would have a couple of people stood here. Might use that reddish colour. No, gotta think browns and blues and greens. Think of that sort of era. And somebody. Maybe there's a couple of people there. Maybe there's 3 people there. Something like that. Quite like this blue. So maybe one of them's wearing that as well. Sort of bluey colour. Maybe one of them's in purple. Yeah, quite like that. So we'll have those 3 people there. This guy walking down here. I think he would wear a hat as well. Maybe a railway hat. Don't do too much. Don't do too much. It's easy to overdo. I don't like that hat. Maybe instead. Maybe it's one of those caps. can start to see the construction of the person. The more I paint, the more I start to sort of see them. Anyway, we want to be showing you that in the next one. That looks ridiculous. I kind of want his body. Yeah, I want his body. Over the top of the legs. Anyway, that looks a bit better. It needs a heck of a lot more work. We need to think about lighting as well. So we've got a lot more to do in part 3. So I hope you enjoyed part 2. It's coming on. We've got a lot more to do. We've got things to work out. We've got a whole area here that definitely needs something. And we've got our main guy that we need to work on. We've got our extras. We might put in a few more over here, maybe. We'll see. Might even put someone in the window, or a cat in the window, and we do what we like. Might put some rubbish down here, or a dustbin. Quite like the idea of a dustbin. Shall we quickly put in a dustbin? One of those old horrible looking dustbins that's just stuck here. Quick dustbin, just an idea. So we can think about the scale. Yeah, we'll work all that out, I think, afterwards. This probably should be that big. Yeah, something like that. I think that leg should be a bit longer. Right, that's the end of this one. We'll move on and improve things on the next episode. Well, hopefully improve things. Get things going, get some light in there. We've got to work out where the sun's coming from, the shadows, we've got quite a lot to do still. And then when we finish, we can think, is this going to make an interesting oil painting? Maybe we can take this further into another episode of actually painting it in oils. I'm kind of liking the idea of that. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you like this when it's finished? An oil painting? Do you want to see the whole process of going from this idea all the way to an oil? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers, bye.